Hello everyone and welcome to Games, Comics and Crafts. In this video I'll be looking at Traveller Far Trader issue 2. Okay, so I finally got my hands on the second issue of Far Trader, the Traveller comic. Um, Once again, very nice cover. It looks like to be the same artist as we see in most of the RPG stuff, like the Starship one on the first issue. It's been a good while. I don't know if it's 6 months since the first issue came out or whatever. So my suggestion again is finish off the series, or at least get halfway through the series before we do the next issue, and then release them all in subsequent, because I completely forgot what the hell the plot was in this when I started reading it. So much so that I actually had to read this one twice to try and remember what was going on and also make sense of what was actually happening in the book itself. But again, front load stuff, get it all ready to prep and ready to go, and then release it over the course of 3 months, and then in that gap between the next series, which apparently is coming soon, which I don't know if it's going to overlap with this one or if it's going to be a continuation. Get as many of them under your wing as you can, and then under your belt, sorry, and release them at a steady schedule. Because 6 months between books is one way to lose momentum. This is what you see it in regular comics all the time. You release a book every 6 months or whatever, or there's a delay and stuff just slips. People just don't buy it. People forget what's going on. They just forget. Anyway, so this one kind of suffers again the same problem as last time, is that I don't know if the paper quality is as good as it could be, because it's not obviously glossy, and we get some of the artwork is particularly muddy in respects to kind of just like the look of it, and everything kind of looks, it's weird. I'm not sure. Anyway, plot wise, captain of the ship has a flashback to where she meets her dad, which apparently is a duke on this planet, and just tells him that she's not going to be in the Imperial Navy anymore. She's going to be a free trader, and they've erected this church apparently that has helped out with the planet, and they've kind of integrated in society. Possibly, the rumor being is they're going to kind of they've taken over other planets in the past when they've done so. Then we flash back to the current time where the Vargir have docked with our ship, like the Far Trader. And this is one where it gets confusing. Basically, the captain accuses. Oh, okay. So the Vargir's out on the one of the Vargir from the ship's out on the outside of the ship, and basically says, if you don't let our people go, I'm going to blow the ship up. Sets a bomb off, does the job. Then they have a discussion about someone's leaked the location of the ship so that the Vargir could find it, and she accuses this Vargir of doing so, and says, you're able to trace the location, it was sent, there's no transponder signal and all this kind of stuff, and accuses the Vargir, and you go, okay, fair enough. This guy gets really angry about basically saying he's going to shoot the guy and shoot him off into space because he betrayed him. Then we get a flash to another location, which has got apparently holding this council where the religious guys we saw in the previous thing are going to be holding kind of like a meeting. Then we get back to the ship, and this is where I get confused, because I didn't know if this was a flashback or like a current thing. And instead, she goes, "Oh, you're the one that sent the transponder signal across." So it's like, well, why did you accuse the other Vargir then? I don't quite know what you got out of that. I'm not. It's very confusing. Anyway, um, so they basically do an exchange. They give the guy back to the Vargir, and then they say kind of his uses usefulness, because apparently his contacts were there, and he did these 5 ships. They take one of the Vargir from their ship on board, because apparently they need someone to help fix the engines because they've been damaged, and they're going to drop them off at the next starport. That Vargir decides that they want to stay with these people because they don't actually like being a pirate. So they go to the starport and have a kind of discussion about that, and eventually they can. I swear that ship scale is completely wrong for a Far Trader as well. That seems huge. Um, Anyway, this guy kind of interferes and basically says, "Oh, you're here. You brought this guy on board. You shouldn't have done it." And she goes, "No, don't do me. I'm not political. I just basically transport people from A to B or goods from A to B. I don't get involved in it." So I'll call him Space Pope because I don't know what he is, but he basically goes there to do his religious ceremony, and kind of the rest of the crew kind of employed as security for the ceremony's time, and he is attacked, and there's a big kind of like kerfuffle. Some people are killed, and Aslan and those guys with the guy with the beard kind of turn up and effectively try and assassinate him, and they open the airlock and they're all sucked out into space. Which, not to be funny, I would say you're probably dead by then, but okay. I forgot this guy was on the ship first of all, so that's why I got confused. The idea that the Vargear thing was even more confusing, because I say, because you accuse one person and the next thing you go, actually it wasn't you, it was this guy here instead. And so, well, why did you accuse them on the point, unless you're trying to because you gave the guy back anyway, so it's not like you're trying to con the Vargear pirates into, like, sending one of your guys in to infiltrate. You send the guy back anyway, so what was the point of accusing your Vargear? I don't get that. Made no sense to me. We do get a little bit here on the back about Carson Station, which is the station they're in, which you get some stats and stuff, which is always very good. Anything to do with the RPG helps a lot. So that's cool, and obviously that can be put into any system, or use that, and it's always nice to have that kind of info. And then we get some stats for the colonial agent and the security forces, which again, not bad. They'll, security forces especially, chuck them on in anything, and they'll be good to go. So yeah, so all in all, not terrible. I just think it suffers a little bit from the quality of the paper, but again, that's the print on demand paper is for most stuff, unless you go premium, which I think is heavy, which could mean that this would cost £8 or something an issue, which would be ridiculous. So whether or not the PDF looks better, and I don't know, because again, I got this one from Amazon. But yeah, if you're interested in Traveller, again, it's worth a look, because we've got the little short stories, but you don't see anything really that delves into the actual Traveller universe as a narrative thing, rather than just kind of like piecing together stuff for the core rule books. But I'm hoping. I know I've seen artwork for the next series. The next series looks to be more traditionally drawn. We've got black outlines and colour and all that kind of stuff, and I think that will look better and stand out better, kind of like the old British comics used to do, and obviously modern day comics, rather than having the kind of this painted stuff that seeps into the paper, as it were. Again, not being funny, choice of some of the colours, yellow against kind of plain yellow, it just looks a bit muddy, and there's not a lot of definition. I mean, all this kind of stuff around here, there's not a lot of definition. If you're looking in the wrong direction, wrong part of it, it just, yeah. Anyway, all in all, not terrible, worth a read. So that's pretty much all I can say about this one. So hopefully I will see you on the next video. If you like this, please like and subscribe, and I will see you soon. Thanks very much. Bye bye.